dragging heavy on the cold concrete. Another day survived on this lonely street. Pocket full of lint and a heart half full. Life's a heavy weight with a constant pull. Shoulders feeling tight from the office chair. Trying to find some oxygen in the dusty air. Bills on the table looking like a mountain range. Checking every coat for some silver change. I'm a ghost in a suit, just a name on a file. Haven't seen the sun nor a genuine smile. The city's getting loud, but my soul is quiet. Mine is an ocean in a constant riot. Walk through the door, threw my keys on the floor. Don't wanna hear the world knocking at my door. Body feels empty, spirit feels drained. Just another day of being quietly pain. Shadows on the wall start to dance and lean. Worst part of the day is the space in between. Finally home in the dim yellow light. Turning my wrongs into songs for the night. Let the melody wash the struggle away. Saving my peace for the end of the day. It's a homegrown vibe, it's a soul deep rest. Taking the weight right off of my chest. The blues is a friend that I known for a while. Tracing the pain with a bittersweet smile. Sinking in the sofa, let the cushion swallow me. Finally the man that I'm supposed to be. Remote on the floor and the TV on mute. Drowning out the noise of the daily you. Smoke starts to curl like a slow-moving snake. Healing all the parts that the morning might break. The smell of old wood and some cheap herbal tea. This is the only time I can ever be free. Crumbs on my chest from a late night snack. Lean my head further and I just stay back. Dust motes dancing in the lamp's warm glow. Watching how the time starts to move real slow. One old speaker playing jazz from the past. Hoping that this moment is the one that'll last. Midnight blue on the window pane. Listen to the rhythm of the city rain. My bank account's low, but my vibe is so high. Watching all my worries just float to the sky. Finally home in the dim yellow light. Turning my wrongs into songs for the night. Let the melody wash the struggle away. Saving my peace for the end of the day. Yeah, it's a homegrown vibe, it's a soul deep rest. Taking the weight right off of my chest. The blues is a friend that I've known for a while. Tracing the pain with a bittersweet smile. Yeah, just a friend now. Just a slow sway. Keep the change, I got the vibe. Blues turn gold. Keys heavy in my hand. Another day gone. Feet dragging on the concrete. Waiting for the dawn. The elevator's broken, so I'm taking the stairs. Shoulders carrying the world and a million cares. My soul's feeling empty like a hollowed out tree. Just a ghost in the city, trying to be free. Clocked out at 7, but the mind's still on. The grind never stops till the energy's drawn. I drop my bag by the door, let it hit the floor. Don't wanna think about the struggle anymore. The rent's overdue and the fridge is looking thin, but I won't let the shadows underneath my skin. I'm leaning on the wall, eyes closing for a bit, finding where the pieces of this puzzle might fit. The walls feel narrow and the ceiling's too low, but I'm still standing here, ready for the show. Just a long distance runner in a short sprint race, looking for a mirror just to find my own face. Oh, dude. Let it all go, let it float to the sky, underneath the stars where the city lights die. I find my peace on this cold stone step, promises to keep that I haven't even kept. Just a homegrown vibe in a world so cold, turning all this copper into solid gold. I'm rising up slow like the morning mist, grateful for the life that I haven't even kissed. I sink into the sofa, let the fabric take hold. The cushion's a sanctuary from the wind and the cold. Grab the TV remote, but I leave the screen black. Just listening in the silence, never looking back. The smell of old wood and a faint bit of smoke. A little bit of laughter at a private little joke. I got crumbs on my chest from a cheap bag of chips, and the taste of the lemon still lingering on lips. The amber street lamp flickers right outside the pane, painting golden stripes through the window in the rain. I kick off my sneakers, let my toes feel the rug. The hum of the fridge feels just like a warm hug. There's a half-empty glass sitting on a side table. I'm steady and I'm grounded, I'm finally stable. I don't need the riches or the diamond bright rings. I find all the magic in these everyday things. The pressure's dissolving, turning into a cloud. Quiet in my spirit while the city stays loud. Yeah. Let it all go, let it float to the sky. Underneath the stars where the city lights die, I find my peace on this cold stone step. Promises to keep that I haven't even kept. Just a homegrown vibe in a world so cold, turning all this copper into solid gold. I'm rising up slow like the morning mist, grateful for the life that I haven't even kept. Yeah. Just finding the light in the dark. Still rising, you know. Everyday things. Keep it chill. City lights blur as I'm driving down the street. Levy on the gas with these dragging tired feet. Boss on my line, man, the crown is on a peak. So feeling empty, I'm just running on the plea. Step through the door, leave the jacket on the floor. World is so loud, I can't take it anymore. But I see you right there, looking perfect at the core. You're the only piece that I'm ever looking for. Pour a little glass, let the whiskey hit the ice. Looking in your eyes, yeah, it always pays the price. We've been through the fire, we've been rooting on the dice, but coming back to you is my only real vice. Time takes a toll, it just scratch up on the groove. But nothing in the city ever makes me wanna move. You got a deep bond that I never have to prove. You're the classic track that is keeping me smooth. Static in the air, but the melody is clear. Everything is fine as long as you are standing here. Speed it up, let the on back a play, washing all the heavy burdens away. Scratched up wax, but I love it anyway. This quiet room is where I'm going to spin it around. Let the old revel play, washing all the heavy burdens away. Scratched up wax, but I love it anyway. This quiet room is where I'm going. Sinking in the couch, let the cushions pull me deep. TV on you while the shadows start to creep. Got the ash falling down, but I'll sweep it in the heat. Half closed eyes, I'm drifting in the sleep. I'd have thinking, no, watch the purple smoke rise. Dim yellow lamp reflecting right inside your eyes. Me and 9 stacks on the table, no surprise. In this little room, we are cutting all the ties. I hear the needle pop, hear the crackle on the spin. Wrap you in my arms, let the cozy vibes begin. Taste the sweet rhyme dripping softly on my chin. You're the best habit that I ever settled in. Flaws in the skips, yeah, we know them on my heart. Even when it's skipped, it is still the work of art. We've been making music since the very start. Ain't no other sound that could pull my soul apart. Dust on the asleep, but the rhythm never dies. Every saint who knows is a blessing in disguise. Sing it all back, like an old record play, washing all the heavy, heavy burdens away. Scratched up wax, but I love it anyway. In this quiet moments where I'm gonna spin it over, let the old record play, washing all the heavy, heavy burdens away. Scratched up wax, but I love it anyway. In this quiet moments where I'm gonna yeah, just let it spray. Don't touch the needle. Every splash, every groove, we're perfectly worn out. It's me, yo.
Turn the key in the ignition, driving through the rain. Left the drama in the rear view, washing off the pain. Feet dragging on the concrete, walking to my door. Soul feeling empty, I can't take it anymore. Threw my jacket on the floor, then hit the light. Tired of the arguments that keep us up at night. Phone vibrating in my pocket, buzzing on my thigh. I don't even look at it, I just let it die. Heavy breathing in the silence, staring at the wall, waiting for the heavy shadows in the room to fall. You were suffocating me, pulling on my sleeve. Now I finally found the courage, packing up to leave. Deleted all the messages, cleared out all the texts, wondering what kind of crazy thing you doing next. But it isn't my concern, I'm stepping off the track like the devil from the inside, never going back. Take a deep breath and let the shoulders drop. This is where the toxic cycle finally gonna stop. Can't get a hold of me, you 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 can't get a hold of me. I'm fading out of sight, you can't get a hold of me. I'm drifting in the night, finally found my peace, yeah, breathing on my own. Disconnect the line, I'm better off alone. You can't get a hold of me, the signal's getting weak. You can't get a hold of me, there's nothing left to speak. Floating on a homegrown vibe, letting go of stress. Out of your control, I'm cleaning up the mess. Couch sinks deep, swallowing my tired frame. Screen glowing in the dark, watching some old game, remote resting in my lap. Volume turned down low, watching all the neon city colors start to glow. Got some crumbs on my chest from a late night snack, stretching out my weary legs, hearing something crack. Rolling up the paper, striking up a tiny spark. Blowing purple clouds, watching smoke dance in the dark. Sweet aroma in the room, filling up my head. Better than the bitter words that we always said. Ice clinking in the glass, taking little sips. Tasting sweet freedom lingering upon my lips. Ain't no knocking on my door, ain't no sudden fights. Just the hum of the AC and the amber lights. Hoodie pulled up over, sinking in the fleece. Wrapping up my broken mind in a warm release. Phone screen flashing, turn the face into the wood. Cutting off the anchor, man, it feels so damn good. Can't get a hold of me, you can't get a hold of me, you can't get a hold of me. I'm fading out of sight, you can't get a hold of me. I'm drifting in the night, finally found my peace, yeah, breathing on my own. Disconnect the line, I'm better off alone. You can't get a hold of me, the signal's getting weak. You can't get a hold of me, there's nothing left to speak. Floating on a homegrown vibe, letting go of stress. Out of your control, I'm cleaning up the mess, yeah. Turning off the phone, can't reach me no more, just me and us more. Drifting away, out of reach, peace. Yeah. to leave. I mastered that. Stay, gets new. Keys in the door, turn the lock with a click. Concrete city got me feeling so sick. Heavy boots off, beat the dirt in the hall. Staring for a minute at the blank white wall. Shoulders held the weight of 100 fake smiles. Walking through the grind for a couple of miles. Soul feeling empty like a cup drained out. Mind moving heavy, full of noise and doubt. Watch on the table, let the time just freeze. Step out the jacket, feeling the night breeze. Window crack open just to breathe some air. Running tired fingers through my messy hair. Hustle in the day, try to earn my keep. Shadow on the floor, looking long and deep. Chasing out the things that I couldn't never catch. Lighting up a candle with a single wood match. Letting go the past and the pain I caused. Peace in the silence is the only real cause. I'm just breathing out the smoke in the midnight glow. Letting all the worries and the rush and just go. Yeah, I'm keeping my soul soft in a world made of stone. Finding my peace in the quiet alone. I'm just breathing out the smoke in the midnight glow. Letting all the worries and the rush and just go. Yeah, I'm keeping my soul soft in a world made of stone. Finding my peace in the quiet alone. Sinking deep down in the old brown seat. Putting off the cushions just to rest my feet. TV on mute with a late night glow. Colors on the ceiling moving soft and slow. Rolling up a vibe at the paper dust spark. Let them cherry burning like a star in the dark. Ash in the tray, let the gray smoke rise. Feeling all the tension leaving from my eyes. Taste the black coffee getting cold in the mud. Comes on my chest, calling down to the rug. Promoting my hand without on change screen. Lost in the middle of some quiet ass dreams. Phone on silent, let the more away. Nothing left to do on my cleared off plate. Booty feels warm like a heavy embrace. Nothing but the rhythm filling up this space. Learning how to heal when the days get rough. Knowing in my heart that the calm is enough. I'm just breathing out the smoke in the midnight glow. Letting all the worries and the racing just go. Yeah, I'm keeping my soul soft in a world made of stone. Finding my peace in the pride of the Lord. I'm just breathing out the smoke in the midnight glow. Letting all the worries and the racing just go. Yeah, I'm keeping my soul soft in a world made of stone. Finding my peace in the pride alone. Just breathe it out. Stare, that's new. I know how to leave. I mastered that. Staying, it's new. I know how to leave. I know how to leave, I mastered that. I know how to leave. I know how to leave. Keys in the door. Keys in the door. Keys in the door. Keys in the door. I know how to leave. 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 I mastered that. Staying, that's new. The clock hits 3, my feet are dragging slow. Nowhere to be, nowhere else I can go. The streets are cold, the shadows pulling deep.
I close my eyes, but my soul cannot sleep. My heavy boots are scuffing up the floor. I lock the chain upon this broken door. The metal's cold, just like the gun I hold. The tragic life, exactly how it's told. I drop the keys, they echo in the dark. A stray dog howls, a lonely distant bark. I rub my face, the dirt is on my skin. I wash it off, but can't wash out the sin. The siren wheels a block or two away. Another night that feels just like today. I pour a drink to numb the aching pain. This favela life is driving me insane. I sit right down and take a heavy breath, just dodging time, just dancing next to death. So I light this up and watch the embers glow, blowing rings of smoke, letting the worries go. In this quiet room I find a little peace, hoping all these heavy memories release. I see your face inside the hazy cloud. The silent night is suddenly so loud. Just a homegrown vibe to clear my heavy mind, leaving all the bullets and the pain behind. Leaving all the bullets and the pain behind. Yeah. The couch sinks deep, it swallows up my weight. I grab the blunt and accept my given fate. The lighter clicks, a spark against the black. The sweet smoke hits, there is no turning back. The TV flickers, casting neon blue. I mute the screen, cause all I want is you. I taste the ashes bitter on my tongue. I feel so old, but man, I'm way too young. The ceiling fan is spinning really slow. The streetlights bleed a yellow, sickly glow. I feel the scar that stretches on my chest, a constant sign that I can never rest. I hear the rain start tapping on the glass. I'll watch the drops and watch the minutes pass. The weed is strong, it settles in my brain. It throws the edge, it washes out the stain. I sink down low, the cushions hold me tight. Just me, the ghosts and shadows of the night. So I light this up and watch the embers glow, blowing rings of smoke, letting the worries go. In this quiet room I find a little peace, hoping all these heavy memories release. I see your face inside the hazy cloud. The silent night is suddenly so loud. Just a homegrown vibe to clear my heavy mind, leaving all the bullets and the pain behind. Leaving all the bullets and the pain behind. Yeah, just me and the smoke, fading out now. Can't change the past, let it burn. Yeah, peace. The city sleeps but the streetlights glare, dragging my feet up the concrete stair. Cold wind blowing through my unzipped coat, got a heavy feeling sitting in my throat. Turn the lock slow, push the heavy wood door, drop my keys down on the hardwood floor. The grind took a piece of my mind today, chasing paper just to watch it fly away. Soul feeling empty, shadows on the wall, don't even wanna answer any late night call. Take my boots off, let my tired heels rest, got this dull ache beating deep inside my chest. Room is freezing, heat is broken once again. Silence in the air feels thicker than the rain. Walk up to the glass, see the condensation build. The night is so quiet and the room is so chill. Breathe on the pain just to watch the fog grow. Gotta let the pressure from the daylight go. Trace your name deep in the midnight haze, washing out the noise of these endless days. Let the Lofi play till the worries release. In this foggy glass I can find my peace. Trace your name deep in the midnight haze, washing out the noise of these endless days. Let the Lofi play till the worries release. In this foggy glass I can find my peace. Sink deep down in the faded suede couch, rolling up a little something from the velvet pouch. Flick the lighter, watch the orange spark glow. Exhale the smoke, let it drift real slow. TV screen flickering a soft blue light, volume on mute in the middle of the night. grab the remote, toss it back on the rug. Sipping cold coffee from a chipped ceramic mug. Taste a bit of roast, feel the warmth on my tongue. Wishing we were back to the days we were young. Ashes falling soft like the snow outside. Got nothing to prove and got nothing to hide. Looking at the window where I drew your face, melting in the drops, leaving empty space. The beat bumps steady, boom bap so smooth. Find in my pocket, just slipping in the groove. Nostalgia hits sweet like the scent of the pine. Just me and the ghost of you blurring the line. Oh, oh, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. Trace your name deep in the midnight haze, washing out the noise of these endless days. Let the Lofi play till the worries release. In this foggy glass I can find my peace. Trace your name deep in the midnight haze, washing out the noise of these endless days. Let the Lofi play till the worries release. In this foggy glass I can find my peace. Yeah, just let it blow out. Watch the drops fall. Keep the beat rolling. Miss you. It's all faded. Yeah. Sleep, don't call me no more. Just me and this smoke on the floor. Yeah, yeah. Keys in the door, it's 2:45. The silence in the hall is staring at me. Feet dragging heavy on the wooden floor. My shadow is tired, I can't take no more. The city is sleeping, my mind is erased. Still running the track at a dangerous pace. The weight of the day is a ghost on my back, just staring ahead at the ceiling so black. My soul feeling empty like a broken down car. I'm sitting in the dark watching lights from afar. The hustle and bustle is loud in my head, but I am just a ghost standing next to my bed. I loosen my tie and I kick off my shoes. I'm changing the channel to turn off the news. A flick of the lighter, a spark in the night. The glow of the cherry is my only light. The thoughts in my brain finally start to slow. I breathe in the quiet and let it all go. Oh, the midnight smoke is my only friend, where the heavy thoughts and the worries and floating so high in the quiet room, watching a piece in the shadows bloom. Yeah, the homegrown vibes taking over my soul. Out of the race and I'm in control. In the 2 a.m. silence I find my release. Just me and the cloud and a moment of peace. The couch sinks deep, swallowing my frame. The screen flickers on with a basketball game. The volume is muted, just colors that bleed. This lonely late night is exactly what I need. The asphalt soft in a glass ashtray. I'm washing the taste of the bitter away with a cold sip of water, a snack on my chest. The static and chill is what I love best. The smoke curls up to the fan on the roof. I'm finding the truth in this little soundproof. No ringing from phones, no text on the screen. Just floating away in a faded out dream. The streetlights are buzzing, a yellowish hue. The window is cold with a layer of dew. I pull on a blanket and close half an eye, just watching the clouds as they slowly drift by. No place I gotta be, nowhere else to go. Just me and the rhythm, taking it slow. Oh, the midnight smoke is my only friend, where the heavy thoughts and the worries and floating so high in the quiet room, watching the peace in the shadows bloom. Yeah, the homegrown vibes taking over my soul. Out of the race and I'm in control. In the 2 a.m. silence I find my release. Just me and the cloud and a moment of peace. Just me and the cloud, taking it slow. 2 a.m. peace. I know how to leave. I mastered that. Staying. That's new. The city lights are blurry, my vision fading slow. Just another heavy evening with nowhere left to go. My feet are dragging pavement, my spirit feeling drained. A million different voices are echoing in my brain. I put the key inside the ignition, hear the hum, waiting for my anxious fingertips to go numb. The steering wheel is cold, but it feels like a friend. I'm driving down this avenue that doesn't have an end. The dashboard glowing orange, cutting through the dark. I leave the empty office, I leave the empty park. The tires kiss the asphalt, a steady quiet sound. I'm trying to escape the heavy gravity on ground. The mirrors show the past, but I'm looking straight ahead, forgetting all the bitter words that everybody said. The air-conditioned whispers a lonely lullaby. I roll the window down and I look up at the sky. The street lamps passing by like a movie on a screen. The quietest escape that this city's ever seen. Cruising through the midnight, leaving all the stress, healing in the silence, finding my finesse. Nowhere to arrive at, nowhere I should be. Just the open highway, making peace with me. Let the engine rumble, let the worries fade. Sitting in the shadows that the moonlight made. The rhythm of the road is the only song I need. Planted in the present, I'm a growing seed. I pull up to the shoulder, kill the headlights down. The furthest I can get from the sirens of the town. Recline the leather seat, let it sink a little deep. I'm catching up on peace that I couldn't get from sleep. I spark a little something, watch the smoke ascend. It dances in the cabin, tracing shadows on the bend. The stereo is low, just a gentle booming bap. I'm tracing constellations while I'm looking off the map. The ash flies out the window, caught inside the breeze. I finally feel the tension slowly leaving from my knees. A sip of water from the bottle tastes sweeter than the wine. The flavor of the midnight is making me feel fine. I feel the steering wheel, let it on and kinda smooth. Vibration of the bass is helping me to soothe. No message is the answer, my phone is in the back. I'm stepping off the wheel, I'm derailing off the track. The scent of pine and paper is mixing in the cold. A pocket full of moments that are never getting old. Cruising through the midnight, leaving all the stress, healing in the silence, finding my finesse. Nowhere to arrive at, nowhere I should be. Just the open highway, making peace with me. Let the engine rumble, let the worries fade. Sitting in the shadows that the moonlight made. The rhythm of the road is the only song I need. Planted in the present, I'm a growing seed. Yeah. Just keeping it rolling. Nowhere to be, nobody to see. Let the smoke clear out. Just the road and me. Peace. Left the storm behind, but the rain is in my head. Another day of bossing up, just like I always said. My feet are dragging heavy on this hardwood floor. I got the keys to success, but I'm locking up the door. The suit and tie heavy, man, they weigh 100 pounds. I'm making all this money, but I hate the city sounds. I traded in my struggles for a different kind of fight. I'm smiling for the cameras, but I'm fading in the light. The bank account is full, yeah, my family is fed, but sometimes in the quiet, I feel empty in this bed. I check my phone again, it's just demands and the stress. I gave them all my best, now there is nothing left to press. I take the jacket off, let it drop into the chair. I run my tired fingers through my fading thinning hair. The penthouse got a view, but it's looking pretty cold. They say I made it big, but I'm just feeling kinda old. I need a little minute just to finally decompress. Unpack the heavy burden in my chest and in my flesh. Oh, 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 oh. Strike the match and let it burn. This is the peace that I finally earned. Let the smoke fill up the room. Watch the midnight shadows bloom. Exhale the weight of the daily grind, leaving a loud, crazy world behind. Float away on a homegrown cloud, where the silence is never too loud. Ooh, 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 ooh. Where the silence is never too loud. The leather couch sinks deep, it's catching my spine. I roll a little something, pour a heavy glass of wine. The lighter clicks once, and the cherry glows red. The haze is slowly creeping up, numbing my head. The TV flickers on, just a lo-fi glow. Volume on 0, watching late night shows. I got some midnight snacks resting right on my chest. Crumbs on the shirt, man, I couldn't care less. The amber light bulb hums a quiet fuzzy tune. The smoke rings drifting up, aiming for the moon. I taste the sweet pine, it's a sticky slow burn. No calls, no text, it's my time. I turn the bass line from the speaker, rattling the glass. Watching the heavy seconds slowly ticking past. The fabric on my skin feels loose and so free right now. It is only just a shadow and me. The pressure of the crown melts away in the dark. A quiet little fire from a tiny little spark. Oh, 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 oh. Strike the match and let it burn. This is the piece that I finally earned. Let the smoke fill up the room. Watch the midnight shadows bloom. Exhale the weight of the daily grind, leaving the loud, crazy world behind. Float away on a homegrown cloud, where the silence is never too loud. But where the silence is never too loud. Yeah, yeah. Just drifting away. Leave a message, I'm not here today. Just the smoke and the keys. Finally found a little piece. Yeah, we out. Yeah, we out. Yeah, we out. Zoning out, heavy eyes, yeah. Finally still in here, yeah, yeah. Keys in the door, it's 7:45. Leave all the noise right outside of the gate. Shoulders are heavy, I'm carrying weight. Dragging my feet, man, the hour is late. City was buzzing on a million machines, staring all day at the flashing blue screens. Soul feeling empty, just tearing the seams. Running on nothing but coffee and dreams. Drop down a bag on a wooden floorboard. Unplug the brain, cut the invisible cord. Silence is finally my only reward. Sick of the rush that I can't afford. Loosen the tie and I kick off the shoes. Turning my back on the evening news. Washing away all the concrete blues. Making the choice that I wanted to choose. Exhale the stress that was holding me tight. Stepping away from the glaring street light. Fade out the world, let the frequency drop. Here in my bubble, the pressure's all stop. Floating away on a homegrown breeze. Finding my center and taking my ease. Fade out the world, let the frequency drop. Here in my bubble, the pressure's all stop. Floating away on a homegrown breeze. Finding my center and taking my ease. Couch sinks deep, swallowing my frame. TV is muted, I don't know the game. Light a ghost flick, sparking up the small flame. Nothing to do and nobody to blame. Sweet purple smoke rising up to the roof. This is my shelter, my bulletproof booth. Crumbs on my chest from a late night sweet tooth. Living a slow life, discovering truth. Bass from the speaker is humming so low. Neon sign casting a violet glow. Watching the ceiling fan spinning so slow. Nowhere to be and nowhere to go. Ice in the glass gives a comforting clink. Eyes getting heavy, I manage to blink.
too in the zone to even bother to think. Slipping away right over the brink. Wrapped in a blanket, I'm fading to gray. Washing the dust of the city away. Fade out the world, let the frequency drop. Here in my bubble, the pressure's all stopped. Floating away on a homegrown breeze. Finding my center and taking my ease. Fade out the world, let the frequency drop. Here in my bubble, the pressure's all stopped. Floating away on a homegrown breeze. Finding my center and taking my ease. Yeah, just let it fade. No rush tonight. Out of loop. Floating. I'm gone.
Yeah. I think I finally cut the cord. But it's hard to tell when the static fades out. Yeah. Keys in the lock, heavy steps on the wood. City outside, never understood. Taking my jacket and throwing it down. Tired of the voices all over the town. Feet dragging slow, feeling hollow and drained. Washing away all the dust and the rain. Looking outside at the neon light glow. Watching the traffic just moving so slow. Mind is a mess from the daily routine. Stuck in the gears of a broken machine. Finally breathing, I loosen my tie. Letting the stress of the daylight die. Nobody calling, the phone is on mute. Trading the grind for a different route. Shadows are dancing along on the wall. I don't have answers, I'm dodging the call. Just need a minute to vanish and fade. Resting my soul in the quiet I made. I'ma float away in the dead of the night. Everything heavy is feeling so light. Lost in the silence but never alone. This is the freedom that I've always known. Floating away in the dead of the night. Everything heavy is feeling so light. Lost in the silence but never alone. This is the freedom that I've always known. Sinking real deep in the living room chair. Blowing a cloud of the gray in the air. Remote in my hand but the TV is blind. Leaving the static and channels behind. Crumbs on my chest from a midnight snack. Ain't no one here to be giving me flack. Light in the incense, the room getting dim. Filling my cup all the way to the brim. Bass in the speaker is vibrating slow. Matching the tempo, just going with the flow. Taste of the citrus and sweet on my tongue. Feeling the calm sinking deep in my lungs. Sweatpants on and my hoodie is loose. Drinking the last of the tropical juice. Eyes getting heavy, the ceiling is spinning. This is the part where the healing's beginning. Nowhere to be and there's nothing to prove. Just me and the beat in a late night groove. I'm floating away in the dead of the night. Everything heavy is feeling so light. Lost in the silence but never alone. This is the freedom that I've always known. Floating away in the dead of the night. Everything heavy is feeling so light. Lost in the silence but never alone. This is the freedom that I've always known. Yeah. Just floating. Leave a message, I ain't there. Finding my peace in the quiet. We gone.
I know how to leave. I mastered that. Staying, that's new.
The city lights are blurry, my vision fading slow. Just another heavy evening with no left to go. My feet are dragging pavement, my spirit feeling drained. A million different voices are echoing in my brain. I put the key inside the ignition, hear the hum, waiting for my anxious fingertips to go numb. The steering wheel is cold, but it feels like a friend. I'm driving down this avenue that doesn't have an end. The dashboard glowing orange, cutting through the dark. I leave the empty office, I leave the empty park. The tires kiss the asphalt, a steady quiet sound. I'm trying to escape the heavy gravity on ground. The mirrors show the past, but I'm looking straight ahead, forgetting all the bitter words that everybody said. The air condition whispers a lonely lullaby. I roll the window down and I look up at the sky. The street lamps passing by like a movie on a screen. The quietest escape that the city's ever seen. The city's ever seen. Cruising through the midnight, leaving all the stress. Healing in the silence, finding my finesse. Nowhere to arrive at, nowhere I should be. Just the open highway, making peace with me. Let the engine rumble, let the worries fade. Sitting in the shadows that the moonlight made. The rhythm of the road is the only song I need. Planted in the present, I'ma grow and see. I pull up to the shoulder, kill the headlights down. The furthest I can get from the sirens of the town. Recline a leather seat, let it sink a little deep. I'm catching up on peace that I couldn't get from sleep. I spark a little something, watch the smoke ascend. It dances in the cabin, tracing shadows on the bed. The stereo is low, just a gentle booming back. I'm tracing constellations while I'm looking off the map. The ash flies out the window, caught inside the breeze. I finally feel the tension slowly leaving from my knees. A sip of water from the bottle tastes sweeter than the wine. The flavor of the midnight is making me feel fine. I feel the steering wheel, leather worn and kinda smooth. The vibration of the bass is helping me to soothe. No messages to answer, my phone is in the back. I'm stepping off the wheel, I'm derailing off the track. The scent of pine and paper is mixing in the cold. A pocket full of moments that are never getting old. Never getting old. Cruising through the midnight, leaving all the stress. Healing in the silence, finding my finesse. Nowhere to arrive at, nowhere I should be. Just the open highway, making peace with me. Let the engine rumble, let the worries fade. Sitting in the shadows that the moonlight made. The rhythm of the road is the only song I need. Planted in the present, I'ma grow and see. Yeah, just keeping it rolling. Nowhere to be, nobody to see. Let the smoke clear out. Just a road to me. Peace. Peace. Good. Check it. The kids jingle heavy in a tired hand. Another day surviving in this concrete land. Shoulders locked tight like a rush the gate. Bagging my shadow, carrying the weight. The bus ride home felt like 1,000 miles. Faking the knives in the park with smiles. My soul feeling empty, just a hollow shell. Walking through the lobby of this urban hell. Stairs creaking loud under worn out souls. Chasing the paper, losing my goals. I reach the door with my breath coming short. Seeking a refuge, a silent resort. Throw the damn jacket on the wooden floor. Don't wanna hear about the world no more. My mind is ecstatic, a gray TV screen. Hungry for something that I haven't seen. The grind is a ghost that follows me near. Whispering doubts in a working man's ear. Yeah, now the rent is paid, the stress is gone. I can finally breathe until the dawn. All the bills are settled, the mind is clear. There's nothing left for me to fear. Just a homegrown ride in a quiet room, watching the silver moonlight bloom. Heavy crowds lifting off my chest, finally finding a place to rest. Yeah. The couch sings beat as I hit the seat. Feeling the carpet underneath my feet. The LED flickers with a soft blue haze. Losing myself in the midnight days. Reach with the remote, turn the volume low. Watching the shadows put on the show. The fridge hums the blues and the lonely keys. That's the only neighbor talking to me. Open the cold ones, hear the liquid cord. Leave all the trophies outside the door. Crumbs on my chest from a late night sack. No more knife stabbing in my bag. The lighter sparks off with a tiny flame. Forget the numbers, forget the name. A puff of the smoke drifts toward the light. I'm the king of my castle for just one night. The black on the wall doesn't mean a thing. I'm listening to what the silence can't say. Now the rent is paid, the stress is gone. I can finally breathe until the dawn. All the bills are settled, the mind is clear. Yeah. There's nothing left for me to fear. Just a homegrown vibe in a quiet room, watching the silver moonlight bloom. Heavy clouds lifting on our chest, finally finding a place to rest. Yeah. Paid in full. Yeah. Mine is paying up. Just let the roads, babe. We good for the mind. Stay chill. Yeah.
Keys in the door, another long day is finally done. I'm searching for the ghost of the man I've become. Shoulders feeling heavy like I'm carrying a stone. Walking through the hallway of this house I call a home. My feet are dragging slow on the cold wooden floor. I don't even remember what I was fighting for. The city took my energy and left the tank on light. Just another shadow disappearing in the night. My soul's feeling empty like a room with no air. Looking in the mirror at the static in my stare. The ghosts of my failures, they like to crowd around, waiting for the moment that I finally hit the ground. I've been running circles in a race with no end, trying to fix the pieces that I didn't want to bend. Every heavy breath is a story of the strain, trying to find the sunshine in the middle of the rain. The grind never sleeps, it just eats at your heart, leaving you wondering where you're supposed to start. Lay it all down, let the world spin away. I'm finding my peace at the end of the day. Oh, oh, oh. The weight is lifting, I'm finally free. Just me and the stars, the way it should be. Oh, oh, oh. Homegrown vibes, let the healing begin. Quiet the noise that is screaming within. Soft light is glowing, the shadows are gone. I'm finding the strength to carry it on. The couch sinks deep as I finally let go. The TV is humming the late night show. I reach for the stash, keep the movements real slow. Watch the embers burn with a soft orange glow. The smoke traces patterns in the dim yellow light, wrapping around the worries that I carried all night. Got some snacks on the table, crumbs on my chest, finally giving all these racing thoughts a rest. The radiator clicks, the only sound in the room, dispelling the clouds and the leftover gloom. I feel the velvet texture of the blanket on my skin, welcoming the quiet and the comfort back in. No more looking back at the scars on my soul. I'm taking the fragments and making them whole. One sip of the water, cool and so clear, washing out the taste of the doubt and the fear. I'm learning to love every flaw in the design. In this hazy moment, everything is just fine. lights at the end of the day. Ooh, the weight is lifting, I'm finally free. Just me and the stars, the way it should be. Homegrown vibes, let the healing begin. Quiet the noise that is screaming within. Soft light is glowing, the shadows are gone, and I'm finding the strength to carry it on. Yeah, just let it go. Healing, one breath at a time. I'm good now. West Coast, stay chill. Some fire. Keys in the door, another heavy day is done. Setting like the fading of the California sun. Dragging my boots across the wooden floor. Don't wanna hear the city sirens anymore. Shoulders tight, carrying the weight of the street. A million rushing people that I didn't wanna meet. Soul feeling empty like a hollowed out shell. Breaking from the matrix and the stories they sell. Throw the heavy jacket on the back of the chair. Run my tired fingers through my messy dark hair. The world is moving fast, but I'm slowing it down. Leaving all the chaos in the center of town. Phone keeps buzzing, but I flip it face down. Silence in the room is my favorite sound. Clock keeps ticking on the living room wall. I don't really care to catch the evening call. Just a quiet brother stepping out of the race. Finding my rhythm in a separate space. Oh, this is the peace where the slow fire burns. Away from the noise as the crazy world turns. Just homegrown vibes in a quiet little spot. Blowing so steady in the comfort of the dark. No need for the flash, no need to be loud. Just a solitary man standing out of the crowd. Yeah, this is a peace where my heavy mind rests. Just a smoldering fire beating deep in my chest. Yeah. Sinking in the cushions of this old leather couch. Posture getting heavy with a comfortable slouch. Striking up a match just to light up the green. Smoke drifting up like a movie screen. Remote in my hand but the TV is off. Fabric of the blanket feel incredibly soft. Taste of the whiskey at the bottom of the glass. Watching the shadows on the ceiling just pass. Crumbs on my shirt from a late night snack. Leaning my head and my tired neck back. Dimming down the lights to a warm amber glow. Nodding to the baseline, keeping it low. Scent of the pine and the ash in the air. Nothing in the universe could make me care. Sweats on my legs and my bare feet chill. Everything around me is perfectly still. Building up my empire, doing it mute. Deep in the underground where I planted the root. Oh, this is the peace where the slow fire burns. Away from the noise as the crazy world turns. Just homegrown vibes and a quiet little spark. Glowing so steady in the comfort of the dark. No need for the flash, no need to be loud. Just a solitary man standing out of the crowd. Yeah, this is a peace where my heavy mind rests. Just a smoldering fire beating deep in my chest. Yeah, just keep it low. Let the slow fire grow. Nothing else to prove now. Watch the smoke smooth out. I'm gone. House, so still, but I'm drifting, yeah. Yeah. The city lights are blurry through the window pane. Another 10-hour shift standing in the rain. My feet are dragging heavy on the concrete floor. I leave the heavy baggage right outside the door. The mind is feeling crowded with the daily noise, just playing through the system like some broken toys. The screen was flashing bright until my eyes were red. I need to get the static out my heavy head. The shoulders carrying the weight of heavy years, just blocking out the traffic and the subtle fears. I turn the iron handle, hear the quiet click. The silence of the hallway always hits me quick. The jacket hits the hanger, let the fabric drop. The ticking of the clock is telling me to stop. I pour a little water in the glass to drink. I'm staring at the shadows by the kitchen sink. The grind is finally over, let the engine cool. I'm stepping out the current, stepping out the pool. Yeah, just letting go. Oh, welcome to the stillness of the midnight zone. I'm finally unplugging, leaving it alone. The world is spinning fast, but we ain't keeping pace. Just floating in the comfort of a quiet space. The heavy clouds are rolling off the weary chest. We settle in the spirit, putting it to rest. It's homegrown peace, the rhythm moving slow. We let the body sink and let the worries go. The leather of the sofa pulls me way down deep. The edges of my vision slowly start to sleep. I strike a little match and watch the orange glow. The smoke is dancing heavy, moving sweet and slow. The remote is resting lazy by my fingertips. A classic vintage movie playing on the flips. Got crumbles from the crackers resting on my shirt, but nothing in this bubble got the power to hurt. The amber light is hitting off the ebony wood. The architecture of the room is feeling good. A vinyl record spinning with a dusty crack. I'm leaning in a cushion, fully sinking back. The taste of cold vanilla melting on my tongue. The lyrics of the melody is softly sung. The phone is on the table, turning on to mute. No messages or emails trying to compute. The air is smelling sweet with just a hint of pine. In this specific moment, everything is fine. Yeah. Oh, 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 oh. Welcome to the stillness of the midnight zone. I'm finally unplugging, leaving it alone. The world is spinning fast, but we ain't keeping pace. Just floating in the comfort of a quiet space. The heavy clouds are rolling off the weary chest. We settle in the spirit, putting it to rest. It's homegrown peace, the rhythm moving slow. We let the body sink and let the worries go. Yeah, just drifting now. The world is locked outside. We floating on the breeze. Nothing but the quiet peace.
Let me tell you about the stars and the smoke.
The city lights flickering. The city lights flickering. My heavy eyes are closing. Another day of grinding. Yeah, the pressure keeps imposing it. My feet are dragging lead, shoes worn out on the concrete. Walking through the shadows of this cold and busy street. My soul is feeling empty, like a room without a light. Just another soldier losing battles in the night. I reached the wooden door, turned the key and stepped outside, leaving all the noise and all the plastic crowd outside. I dropped my heavy bag, let my shoulders find their rest. The weight of expectations, but it circles on my chest. I'm looking at the mirror, but I know, see who I am. Just a post in a machine caught up in a traffic jam. The world is moving fast, everyone is chasing gold, while I'm just trying to keep my spirit from growing cold. I remember what you said when the storm began to rise. I can see a steady hand and the wisdom in your eyes. You told me, son, the noise is just a test of who you be. Don't let them change your rhythm, stay a ship upon the sea. I'm breathing in the quiet, letting go of every fear. Yeah. Let the smoke rise and let the memories flow back to the drying where the green jeans grow. In
things remain while the seasons change. The old leather sofa, yeah, it sinks so deep and wide. The perfect little harbor where a tired man can hide. The TV's on you, just the static on the screen. Watching blue shadows dancing in between the clean. I find a dusty box, yeah, I'm digging through the shelf, finding little pieces of my younger, truer self. The smell of old tobacco and the cedar in the air, I can almost feel your presence in the empty wooden chair. I light a single candle, watch the flame begin to sway, while the crumbs upon my sweater tell the story of the day. I'm sipping on some tea, feeling warmth against my palm. Listening to the silence, yeah, it's medicine and balm. You taught me how to roll with the punches and the pain, how to find the sunshine even standing in the rain. The smoke starts to curl, making shapes against the wall, reminding me that giants never worry if they fall. I'm grounded in the roots that you planted in the dirt, a sacred kind of healing for the places where I hurt. I'm looking at the stars through the window's dusty frame. Let the smoke rise up, let the memories flow back to the garden where the green things grow. In this hazy room I am finally free, finding the man that you wanted me to be. Thank you for the light, thank you for the truth, guiding me back to the essence of my youth. Homegrown vibes in a world so strange. Some things remain while the seasons change.
Let me tell you about the stories in the smoke. Yeah. The city lights flickering. Let me tell you about the stories in the smoke. Let me tell you about the stories in the smoke. The city lights flickering.
The city lights flickering.
Fumar se leva, me deixa na paz, told up.
Keys in the door, it's 2:45. Just a shadow of the man that I'm trying to be. Feet dragging heavy on the hardwood floor. Left my fake smile right outside of the door. The city was loud, but my soul feeling empty. The stress of the daily is trying to tempt me. Tie comes off, throw my coat on the chair, running my fingers right through my hair. Phone face down, I don't need the alerts. Trying to distance myself from the hurts. Turn on the speaker, let the Lofi play, washing the dust of a terrible day. Hey, roll up a paper to quiet the mind, leave all the pressure and hustle behind. Lighting it up as the heavy bass drops. This is the moment the crazy world stops. Breathing it out, watching problems just fade. Finding the peace in the shadows I made. Midnight healing in the smoke and the sound. Watch my worries burning down to the ground. Lost in the rhythm, I'm finally free. Just the moon and the music in me. Midnight healing in the smoke and the sound. Watch my worries burning down to the ground. Lost in the rhythm, I'm finally free. Just the moon and the music in me. Midnight healing in the smoke and the sound. Watch my worries burning down to the ground. Couch sinks deep, it's a familiar embrace. Purple haze floating all over the space. Dimming the lights to a neon blue glow. Heartbeat dropping, taking it slow. Snacks on the table, a cold drink to sip. Sweetness of honey still on my lip. Remote in my hand, but the TV is mute. Lost in the loop of a mellow street flute. food ashes just fall on the edge of the tray, pushing the ghosts of the morning away. Cottonmouth speaking, but nobody's here. Silence is comfortable, vision is clear. Hoodie pulled up, keeping out all the cold. Feeling a little less broken and old. The snare hits soft like a tap on the chest, giving my wandering spirit a rest. Exhale the heavy, inhale the supreme, floating away on a west coast dream. Midnight healing in the smoke and the sound. Watch my worries burning down to the ground. Lost in the rhythm, I'm finally free. Just the moon and the music in me. Midnight healing in the smoke and the sound. Watch my worries burning down to the ground. Lost in the rhythm, I'm finally free. Just the moon and the music in me. Midnight healing in the smoke and the sound. Watch my worries burning down to the ground. Yeah, just the moon and me. Let it ride. Exhale the stress, we good.
In no fall, all day for night. In no fall, and there's the criminal.
Slow it down. Coastline. Let's go. Clock hits 5, my feet are dragging on the floor. Another heavy day walking out the office door. My mind is feeling clouded and my soul is feeling sore. I just need a little peace, I can't take it anymore. The city's moving fast but my energy is low. I got nowhere to be and I got nowhere to go. The pressure on my back is starting to really show. I need to find a rhythm that is steady and slow. Keys in the ignition, hear the engine softly purr. The buildings and the traffic start to melt into a blur. Leaning on the window, feeling like a passenger, leaving all the stress behind exactly as it were. The AC blowing cool, blowing right across my face, trying to escape from the middle of the race. I finally found a pocket and I finally found a space. Rolling down the window, yeah, I'm leaving this old place. The sun is getting heavy, dropping down into the sea. Right now it's just a steering wheel, the open road to me. Oh, the purple haze is rising on the coast, chasing down the sunset that I love the most. Floating on the highway, lighter than a ghost. A toast to the ocean, yeah, simple toast. Rolling up the homegrown, feeling so alive. Nothing but the music and it's 420 drive. Let the worries fade, let the good times arrive. Cruising through the evening, yeah, I'm ready to survive. Hey, hey. Leather seats sinking deep, feeling like a cozy couch. Reaching for the lighter that I'm keeping in my pouch. Slouching in the cabin, yeah, I really love to slouch. Sparking to the sunset, ain't nobody gonna vouch. Dashboard lights glowing, dim and color green. Swiping on the radio, looking at the screen. Sweet smoke floating up, the calmest I have been. Ashing out the window, watching the serene. Got a bag of chips sitting heavy on my chest. Munching on the snacks, feeling nothing but the best. Crumbs on the denim, but I passed the stress test. Heading to the west where the weary come to rest. Taste the ocean salt mixing with the heavy pine. Listen to the bass creeping up along my spine. Everything is moving in a perfectly straight line. Taking it so slow, sipping water like it's wine. The speaker softly bumping, wrapping around my head. Nowhere else to be, I'm just following the thread. Oh, the purple haze rising on the coast, chasing down the sunset